There have been quite a few NFL media figures in recent years that have managed to earn the ire of fans across the country.
Arizona got a kid as good as Josh Rosen at number 10. The New York Jets got the best quarterback, in my opinion, at number 3. They won the draft.
From the ones who seem to thrive on stirring the pot to those who just can't stop putting their foot in their mouth, this list is sure to feature some names that you'll love to hate. Jason Whitlock. Jason Whitlock is a name that instantly sparks strong reactions from people, and rarely are they positive ones.
The fact is, every analysis supports my claim, and zero analyses support the claim you made.
And you know what? If you're one of the few unfortunate souls who pays attention to the ridiculousness that he spews, well, it's not hard to see as to why. Over the years, Whitlock has built a reputation as one of the most divisive figures in NFL media, largely due to his polarizing takes on race, politics, and social issues. All the things that no one wants to talk about when it comes to sports.
This is racism. This is racism.
He often pushes divisive narratives not for the sake of insight, but rather just for the sake of attention. Whitlock just seems to thrive on stoking the flames, which I think is pretty safe to say sports fans just aren't interested in. Hard stop. Emmanuel Acho. Emmanuel Acho has quickly risen through the ranks of sports media, becoming a prominent voice in NFL coverage. But that rapid rise hasn't come without its fair share of criticism, as Acho has drawn the ire of many fans, players, and media members. Acho has all the charisma and articulation needed to excel in media, and that's why he's become relevant. But his critics will tell you that his takes often lack depth and are very biased. Or, worse, are intentionally provocative and divisive.
When you say not racist, that's simply to say, well, I don't say the N-word, or, well, I don't own slaves. That's not enough anymore.
Many have accused him of pandering to popular, or in some cases, unpopular opinion, rather than earnestly offering insightful, nuanced analysis. And to make matters even worse, Acho's delivery can come off as overly rehearsed, often to the point of just being straight up disingenuous. The fact of the matter is that he prioritizes being a media personality over actually trying to deliver meaningful sports analysis.
If humans evolved, then why did we stop evolving? Because if we evolved, we would have continued to evolve.
What the Sigma?
He has continued to double and triple down on his shtick in recent years. Peter King. There is a period of time when Peter King was one of the most respected names in NFL media, and to his credit, he has built a career that has spanned decades. But even legends aren't immune to criticism, and King has certainly faced his fair share of detractors. While his deep knowledge and insider access are undeniable, more often than not, these days he skews towards a self-righteous tone with his content. Whether it's analyzing player conduct, league policies, or social issues, King's columns often carry a tone that some readers find preachy or holier than thou. And this has led to a perception that, well, really a reality, that King sees himself as the moral compass of the NFL, which I don't think sits very well with fans who prefer their analysis served without a side of judgment, especially when he himself has had more than a couple of public missteps. The egregious level of grandstanding and hypocrisy is a surefire way to become a target for criticism from both fans and fellow journalists. Skip Bayless. Skip Bayless is the poster child for polarizing media personalities, and I think that's putting it mildly. For years, Bayless has made a living off of being the guy you'll love to hate.
If I get a disease and I'm gonna die, how about get Skip Bayless in here and I kill him live on national television?
His relentless criticism of some of the tip-top athletes in the world like LeBron James and Aaron Rodgers has earned him a reputation as one of the most notorious hot take artists in sports media. Which, yeah, makes sense because, let's be real, Bayless is clearly more interested in stirring up controversy than in actually analyzing the game.
In my 24 years of life, I'm better at life than you.
Okay,
so
all right, that's fair.
Bayless's approach to sports commentary is all about pushing buttons. He doesn't just criticize, he eviscerates. But with arguments that are taken to extremes that honestly just border on absurdity.
I think that Tiago Splitter is already a first ballot Hall of Famer. There is no way that LeBron James is already a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Whether he's questioning LeBron's clutch gene or calling out Rodgers for not being tough enough, Bayless has a knack for getting under the skin of anyone unlucky enough to encounter him on the airwaves.
Well, first of all, you have the presumption that people care what you say. They don't.
It isn't just his opinions, it's his delivery that really grates on people. He presents his arguments with such unyielding certainty that it's almost impossible to actually take him seriously.
You make it seem like I was a bum. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame.
Okay,
I got 3 Super Bowls.
So what?
So what?
He's way better than you were.
I'm better than you.
Plus, his unwillingness to back down, even when he is clearly off base, has led many to see him more as a provocateur than a credible analyst.
I am ashamed to share this man's skin color.
And that certainly gets under people's skin. No one likes a guy who just wants to be the loudest voice in the room.
Tebow has become the most polarizing athlete in the history of American sports.
Bayless is a master of generating attention, but that comes at the cost of being reviled by most of the public. Colin Coward. Colin Coward is another name that stirs up strong reactions in the world of sports media, and yet again, another one that seems to thrive on it. With his smooth delivery and spicy takes, Coward has carved out a niche for himself as the guy who's never afraid to say what he thinks, even if that means alienating entire fan bases.
I can make an argument that Harbaugh's resume is far more impressive than Nick Saban's.
And let's be honest, that's exactly what he tries to do time and time again. Coward's MO is simple. Take a strong stance and stick to it, no matter what. His strategy is aided by his knack for making bold, sweeping generalizations that often feel more like calculated provocations rather than well-reasoned analysis, even if it comes at the cost of his reputation as a sports media member. Darren Rovell. Known primarily as a sports business reporter, Rovell has often found himself in the crosshairs of fans and fellow media members alike for his tone-deaf takes and obsessive focus on the financial aspects of sports. While there's no denying Rovell's knowledge of the business side of the NFL, it's his delivery and the often cold, numbers-driven perspective that really rubs people the wrong way. This, combined with his somewhat robotic style of communication, makes him an easy target for criticism, especially when it comes to touchy subjects and delirious takes, like his weird civil rights memorabilia collection. If there's one guy who knows how to take all the fun out of sports, it's Rovell. He is an obsessive poster, and it is rarely good, as he's usually found sharing trivial or self-promotional content that is as egotistical as it is unenjoyable to consume. Mike Florio. Mike Florio, the founder of Pro Football Talk, is a divisive figure in NFL media because of the way he relentlessly pursues scandals and controversies. His methods have earned him a reputation as one of the most disliked personalities in the industry, especially from fans of the teams and players that he's investigating.
Especially guys like Mike Florio. I mean, don't waste your time reading crap like that.
Florio's approach to covering the NFL often involves digging deep into the darker side of the league, whether it's players' misconduct, league policies, or off-the-field issues. And while we'd agree that that kind of work does need to be done, at times he can get carried away and start making mountains out of molehills. While some appreciate his investigative style, many fans and players find his constant focus on negativity absolutely exhausting, and just frankly unnecessary. And his critics argue that he often sensationalizes stories to generate clicks and views, sometimes at the expense of fairness and context. Plus, his tendency to jump on rumors on unverified reports have led to accusations of being more interested in breaking news than in getting the story right. I mean, that's why damn near every person in New England still hates him. Fans prefer analysts who balance their coverage with positivity and insight, rather than Florio's approach, which skews toward tabloid journalism more than sports reporting. Yeah, very much not in the spirit of sports. Mel Kiper Jr. Mel Kiper Jr. is the original NFL draft guru, a man who is practically synonymous with the annual spectacle of grading teams before they've ever even taken to the field. But while Kiper's enthusiasm for the draft is unmatched, his track record and intense persona have made him a bit of an unpopular figure in the sports world.
Who in the hell is Mel Kiper, in a way? Kiper has no more credentials than my neighbor, and my neighbor's a postman.
I think it's his uncanny ability to just be dead wrong with the utmost confidence.
Well, I really believe when you look back at this trade, San Diego moving up from 3-2. 5 years from now, it may not look like Bobby Beathard gave up enough.
Year after year, Kiper rolls out his bold predictions, and sure, some of them hit, but plenty of them don't.
When you look at it, Andre Wadsworth could be the next Bruce Smith. Arizona trades down, still gets the best player on my board.
And oh boy, when they miss big. And he's never too apologetic about it.
Question you have to ask yourself here if you're a Detroit Lion fan, why not a quarterback? Why not Brady Quinn here? Brady Quinn's perfect for the Detroit Lions.
People take issue with his tendency to double down on his evaluations when it is clear that he is completely off base.
You could be looking at a guy who's certainly one of the elite top 5 quarterbacks, look out, because skill level that he has is certainly John Elway-like.
Chris Sims. Sims is notorious for dropping rankings that leave fans and analysts alike scratching their heads. Whether it's placing an unproven rookie ahead of a future Hall of Famer or dismissing a star quarterback as overrated, Sims just has a knack for making waves with his evaluations in a bad way. The problem is that his rankings always feel so calculated and not at all like an honest analysis, which understandably leads many to accuse Sims of stirring the pot just for the sake of it.
I'm blown away by Zach Wilson. This is an Aaron Rodgers, a Patrick Mahomes, a Brett Favre-ish type guy.
Sims delivers his takes with a level of certainty that can come off as arrogant, especially when he's dismissing the consensus opinion of other experts.
Your number one quarterback in the 2022 NFL draft quarterback class is
Matt Corral.
You're higher on him than most.
I'm sure I am.
Fans may tune in to see what Sims has to say next, but come on. Is that really what you want when you're probably gonna roll their eyes at the words that come out once he unleashes another head-scratching take? Just change the channel.
If Tua's the number 5 pick, then yes, Matt Corral is a top 10, pick that way.
Doug Gottlieb. Doug Gottlieb is no stranger to controversy, so much so that his outspoken nature has made him one of the more polarizing figures in sports media. He's known for his bold opinions and confrontational style, which, as you might have guessed, can really irk people. Gottlieb has frequently found himself in hot water with fans, fellow media members, and even athletes because of his willingness to push the envelope and stir the pot. I think it's his habit of making incendiary comments that often crosses the line from bold to outright offensive that just really gets under the skin of his audience. Whether he's questioning an athlete's toughness, intelligence, or character, Gottlieb has a knack for hitting below the belt, and it never has the polish to land like some other members of the media who have similar approaches. Doug Gottlieb's abrasive and often intensive approach feels out of place, and has helped to make him one of the least popular figures in the entire league. But which NFL media member do you think is the most hated? Who do you think we're correct about? Who do you think we're maybe off the mark with? Let us know in the comment section below. If you liked this video and learned a thing or two, clicking the like button helps out a ton, and hey, we appreciate it. If this is your first time coming around to TPS though, subscribing is a great idea, because we put out videos like this every single day. But as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.